stand, gonna find a way to change the game. You tell me that I should stay, trust what you say and that it's all okay. But everything starts to feel like a con, and I'm the pawn, am I right or wrong?
Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Knock On. This week, Sharon and I are going to head up north to Alberta to hunt with our good friends Donnie and Tamara Zenner for a spring bear hunt in Alberta. Now I can tell you that these guys did a great job of doing all the prep work that it takes to make a spring bear hunt so successful, and I can tell you that we were highly rewarded. I got to see one of the most beautiful bears I've ever seen in the wild, and I also got to see my wife Sharon shoot the biggest bear I've definitely ever seen in the wild. Check it out.
Initializing connection. Loading contact. Selecting field equipment. Equipment selected. Targeting destination.
We're here in Alberta and it's day 2 and I'm really excited tonight. I've got a really good feeling. I think tonight's the night. We know there's a really good boar in here. We saw him last night but he just wouldn't quite come in, and we know there's a sow in heat, so I'm knocked and ready to rock.
Unfortunately, this footage is going to be really dark, and I do apologize for that. However, once you see the size of this bear Sharon shoots, you're going to appreciate why we went ahead and took this animal even though we didn't have perfect filming light. Just to give you a little bit of background, Sharon had passed several bears the day before as well as earlier this day because we knew there was a giant boar checking the sows in this area, and we might have caught a glimpse of this bear the day before, but he did not come to the bait, whereas bears of this size usually won't. And luckily for us, he made the mistake of sneaking in here right at last light, and it was a little bit more light than what the camera shows. Sharon was certain she was able to make a good shot, and what a perfect shot she made. That's a giant.
Oh, my legs are shaking.
Last light. That is a giant.
Did you see him run right through the knock? Still in him.
That was knocked and rocked. Here, baby. This is... Holy crap.
Oh my gosh.
You killed the big one. Oh yeah. Oh hey, this isn't like
I'm like,
what'd you do with the caramel secret?
That I do. 'Cause I've hunted.
We do. We know.
But you know what?
Sharon doesn't know how big a bear she shot.
I know, it's big. We're up here in Alberta with Red Willow Outfitters. I made a perfect shot on this huge bruin last night. He came in just before dark, so I've got him up here in the daylight so you can get a better look at him and just see how big he is. We've got more tags left, so tonight we're gonna knock another one on.
Knock On TV is brought to you by Under Armour, always lethal, Nikon, your trusted name in optics, Lancaster Archery Supply, Fuse Archery Accessories, Sherlock brand hunting sights, and Yamaha ATVs and side-by-sides, real world tough.
Spider, it's the best bow I've ever taken to the woods. Short, compact, light, and perfectly balanced.
Talking about a bow that's poison on whitetails. This is a giant.
Spider, born for one purpose. Get serious, get Hoyt.
Great achievements have a way of creating even greater expectations, especially when the achievements are greatly unexpected, like an uncompromisingly rugged hunting binocular built to defy the elements, yet whose high-resolution optics also defy dawn and dusk. The all-new ProStaff 7, outdoor life's great buy for 2011. It's what you'd expect from Nikon at a value that is unexpected.
Field Recon.
For this week's Field Recon, I actually want to talk about a product that has been key for several successful hunts that I've been on. I don't want this to be a big product testimonial or a sales ad for you, but I'm honestly going to tell you that one product has made a big difference in my hunting career, and that has been the sight that I choose. You've seen us advertise Sherlock, and this is a product that I've used for 15 years, and I started way back as a competitive archer using a Sherlock even before I turned pro, and I used it all throughout my professional career. This sight has always been about durability and accuracy, and several years after, well, probably a decade after they had their target sights, they started making hunting sights as well. And what I really like about these products, I've always been a believer in having 4 or 5 pins, but what's nice about this is I've got 4 or 5 pins, but I can also adjust my sight, for longer range if needed. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you need to make long shots and that's the ethical thing to do, but I am going to tell you that if you make a first shot and you're not certain exactly where that arrow hit, then it's going to be advantageous for you to be able to move that sight to a longer yardage and be capable of making those longer shots. And that's why I stress so much about the importance of practicing and learning to extend your yardage. Now this year I helped Sherlock come up with a brand new lethal weapon sight that's a straight pin sight. The new lethal weapon has some sweet features that I think all you guys are going to appreciate. One, all the pins are individually adjustable, so you can micro tune each pin for exact yardage. Also, each pin is encased in a stainless steel tube so that they're more durable than they have been in the past, as well as they're now brighter. They have a light for them if you like to use lights or if it's legal to use lights. But also a really cool feature about these is they now have an adjustable cant for up to 15 degrees to offset your natural lean of your bow. They also have a quick adjustment for your third axis so that you can square your level properly for up and downhill shots. So if you're out for a new sight, if you want to extend your yardage, you need to look into a company that has a background on long-range accuracy sights. Check out the line from Sherlock. I'm going to tell you it's been a huge factor in many of my hunts being successful. right through the sweet spot, and there is no tracking. And well, I've already got sign right here, but there is no tracking. Tell you what, right here is why we come to Alberta. Giant Bruins, and every time we think that, you know, we've had just a perfect trip, we get a sweet reward just because we persevere. The weather's been spotty, it's on and off, but if you sit in the stand, pack some rain gear, as soon as the weather clears up, these suckers come out. And we're here at the end of May, and the end of May, beginning of June is the time to be hunting bears over bait, because this is the only time where you're going to get the giant Bruins to come in checking those sows, and we have had some unbelievable action. Shazzy Fresh right here, my wife Sharon, got an unbelievable black. I mean, that thing was a total giant 2 nights ago at Last Light, and I thought that was all we need to make a successful trip as it was. But man, oh man, what a perfect ending to this story. Stay tuned, we got some more great hunts coming up. In the first episode, I spent some time talking about the importance of tree stand safety and wearing your safety belt. And one thing that I failed to do over the last 2 seasons is talk about that equal importance of making sure that all you guys are staying safe on your ATV, four-wheeler, side-by-side, whatever it is you have. Because I know that if you're an outdoorsman, if you're a sportsman, chances are you've got some type of a hunting vehicle. And let me tell you, too many of us become statistics once again because we're not wearing the proper safety gear. And whenever you're driving one of these things, please, I want to make sure you're watching the show next year. So be safe. Make sure you always have long pants, long sleeves, gloves, eyewear, and a helmet. They'll keep you out of trouble. They'll keep you safe just in case you ever do have an accident. Closed captioning provided by Trophy Taker, the maker of the world's best fall-away arrow rest and the Shuttle T-Lock Broadhead.
Carbon is dead. Introduce an Under Armour scent control. A fusion of odor trapping zeolites with antimicrobial silver. It's more powerful and works longer than carbon. 10 times longer. Strike without warning. Under Armour scent control. Never detected. Always lethal.
The moment you've waited for all year long takes seconds to play out. For months now, you've been honing your skills and pushing yourself to the limits of perfection. The entire line of Glendale bucks feature a massive 4-sided shooting core that takes thousands of shots for the longest lasting, most realistic target. So when the months turn to seconds, you can answer the call. Glendale, the biggest and toughest 3D targets in the universe.
Tell you what, folks. That right there is why you have to be ready all the time. That is a giant bear. That's the one that we call Lightning. He came in, smelled us. We know from experience those big boars like that, they're checking these baits right now for the rut. He came in, he checked, as soon as he seen us, he was getting out of here. He was turning to leave. I pulled back and I got honey on my cable slide. I pulled back. This squeaked. And he heard it. Spun around and oh my gosh. Babe.
Dead center.
All right, for this dead center, I want to talk about what could have possibly been a problem for me on that bear hunt, and that was having a squeaky cable slide. We were obviously out baiting bears all week long, and between having honey and a bunch of dust on my cable slide, when I went to pull my bow back on that bear, it made quite a racket, and if I wasn't able to get on that bear and make that shot that fast, I would have ended up missing my opportunity. And having a squeaky cable slide can actually be due to several things. One, if you live in an area where you drive on a lot of dirt roads and dusty roads, you're gonna end up having the same issue if you don't cover that cable slide. And up where I hunt in Alberta, you do a lot of driving with your gear in the back of the truck or the back of the Rhino, and there's dirt roads everywhere, and with that dust getting on your cable slide, it ends up causing that friction and making it make noise. So a couple things you can do. One, you want to make sure not to grease your cable slide, and a lot of people that I know have ended up putting oil on their cable slide so that it stops making noise, and that's not what you want to do, because oil will attract dirt and the dirt will adhere right to it, and that's going to end up causing more of a problem, because once you get a lot of dirt or a lot of sand in your cable slide and it starts to grind the carbon cable slide itself, then you're going to end up creating noise from that too. So the best thing is take some alcohol and clean your cable slide as much as you possibly can. Every time you see that there's stuff on there, then you want to go ahead and clean that. You can just pull this out of the way and get some alcohol or an alcohol pad and clean this slide very well. Another thing is go to your local dealer and buy an extra cable slide for your bow, because a lot of times if that dust is adhered to the slide itself, even if you clean the bar, it's still going to have some noise. So this is a cheap investment, is one extra cable slide to have with you in your travel kit. And probably the easiest thing to do if you don't want that is look into some of the newer model bows that have a roller guard or a roller slide, because these types of systems have several advantages. One, you're not going to have to clean them. You don't have to worry about squeaking when a bear comes in. But two, this type of system here does not have friction on it when it's wet as well. And I can speak from experience as a target archer that when the older type cable slides get wet and there's water on there and this slide can't go forward and back properly, it does cause a difference in where your arrow impacts. So a lot of the target archers have seen a big advantage as well by using a roller guard system when you're in foul conditions. And I've used this type of system in almost every type of weather condition, and my arrows are always hitting in the same place. So make sure you properly clean your cable guard, don't oil it, and if you're looking to buy a new bow, then definitely look into some of the newer models that have a roller slide, because then you're never going to have to worry about that issue.
For over 30 years, Lancaster Archery Supply has practiced the values of integrity, caring, and excellence to archery customers. Discover the largest online selection of bows, arrows, and archery accessories at lancasterarchery.com. Call on our archery texperts for expert advice on all your archery needs. If you want the best service and gear, then visit Lancaster Archery Supply, America's largest archery-only supplier.
Lancaster Archery Supply.
tough place. That's why you need a side-by-side that's even tougher. The 2012 Rhino 700 Fi from Yamaha. The toughest, most off-road capable side-by-side out there. Rhino. Real world tough.
There it is. Looks like a perfect shot. Unbelievable. It's our anniversary, and what an awesome gift to one another. We came up here with Red Willow Outfitters and went black bear hunting over bait. It's the first time I've ever hunted bait, and it couldn't have been more exciting. 6 days, we've got to enjoy each other's company. We've seen some giant bears. Well, hers is the biggest, and she smoked an absolute monster, and then the beautiful chocolate, and now just another awesome black bear. We've got 1 day left and 1 tag left, but I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a great family activity, come up to Alberta and experience bear hunting, because, you know, whether you believe in hunting bears over bait or whether you prefer spot and stalk, when it comes to getting a new family member involved with hunting, this is the perfect combination. So thanks for being there. That's my perfect camera person, and stay tuned and knock another one on. Every time.
What?
She blinks.